Hi, everybody. This is Sylvia Nibley, founder of the Warm Springs Alliance. We're a nonprofit formed to protect the Warm Springs landmark site and hot springs and preserve the Wasatch Plunge building at 840 North 3rd West and reestablish its role as a public gathering place that serves the whole community. So if you've heard about us already, great. If you haven't, I'll tell you more. We have great news. After almost a year of working for this, the city's consideration of the proposal for residential development at Warm Springs ended a few days ago. We are thrilled about this. Opposition is not always fun, but it's sometimes necessary. So when important things like nature and history and community are threatened, we got to get active. So to every one of you who has signed, shared, commented, showed up, donated time, energy, money, positive thoughts, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's all added up to a big wave of change. And that wouldn't be happening without you. So I really believe it's the collective vigor of all of us that has changed the direction things were going and will keep us going. So I also want to thank the members of city government who included the Alliance in the conversation and for hearing the desires of the community. A big thank you goes to Jackie Biskupski, the mayor, for opposing the residential development, and to the members of the city council who've been supportive of our efforts to protect Warm Springs so far, especially Councilman Chris Wharton and Councilwoman Erin Mendenhall. Also, thanks go to Woodbury Corporation for not pushing forward with that plan to put an apartment building at Warm Springs and for their willingness to share with us what they've learned about the site during the process. We're excited about that. And now that the integrity of the site is no longer threatened, the real fun begins as we roll up our sleeves and focus completely on creating what so many have been dreaming about at Warm Springs for so very long. So here's more about that. But first, a quick recap of what we've accomplished in less than a year. I'm going to show you some pretty pictures now. So what have we accomplished in less than a year? We are now a nonprofit. Donations are tax deductible now. The community is growing very quickly. We gathered over 3,500 signatures on the petition that asked the city to please not go ahead with a residential development there. And now that the integrity of the site has been preserved and the city has heard us and there's not going to be apartments there, our community is continuing to grow fast. We've got a Facebook group, so you can find us there, Warm Springs Alliance, and join the group. We've had many hundreds of shares on a short video that was produced with a quick overview. We've put on some fun community events. We've raised enough money that we can take the next steps, and we've been working on a really solid plans over the last few months and developing a lot of really key relationships. So those are some of the fun things we have done so far. What is next? Well, now we're free to create what so many people have dreamed about for so long. And as you listen to what is next, I would really invite you to listen for what lights you up and what excites you and where do you want to be participating and play with us. So one of the next exciting things we get to do is close that petition. Woohoo, we did it. So instead of signing that, you can sign up to get involved now. So go to the website, warmspringsalliance.org, and you can hear about upcoming opportunities there. So let's see what else is next. We will continue developing our really comprehensive, solid plan that we've been working on for many months now. We've got a really strong business team. We've been doing a lot of research and having a lot of meetings and creating a lot of relationships. We also will continue gathering community input. So we've got this survey on the website. Please go there and take it if you haven't already. This gives us a lot of good information that we can use in creating the plan. It's really about what the community wants to see at this really singular location that we have. Let's see, we're continuing to develop key relationships. So a lot of meetings with city government folks and potential partners. We've been really committed to including the leaders of the Native Americans this was their place that they gathered for many, many hundreds of years. And so we've been reaching out to the leadership of the Ute tribe, and we will be reaching out to all of the other tribes that have a connection to this place. That's really important to us. We will continue developing Is that the right one? Yeah. We will continue developing community. Oops, sorry about that. And my screen did a little funky thing there. We'll continue to build key relationships, like I mentioned, and we will, hang on, bear with me. Thank you. We will continue to build community. We have a lot of people coming together around this wonderful cause. So neighborhoods, groups that share interests of things that we want to have happen at this place, causes, spiritual communities, anybody who cares about nature, the environment, building community, healing, collaborating, all of those kinds of things. We're creating an advisory committee or council to be part of that process. So anybody that wants to be part of that, please let us know. Some more opportunities we have coming up are some events. We've had a great success reaching out to the public at these kinds of events. So if you're available to volunteer, we'll be having a table at places like the Open Streets Festival, the Rose Park Festival, the West Side Festival, the Avenue Street Fair. It's a great way to just let people know, hey, we've got a hot springs right here in Salt Lake. And not only that, we want to bring it back to be a place that really serves the whole community. So we will continue doing that. We will also continue growing our visibility. This will happen through stories in the media, through histories. We'd love to get people up at the property. We'll be doing a walking tour talking about the history there. We'll also be creating a virtual tour for the website. A lot of people are curious about what happens inside the wonderful building up there, the Wasatch Plunge building. And of course, social media has been a really effective way for us to reach people. We also have community events happening, and really, because we're talking about more than just hot springs, we're talking about arts and culture and a community spa and places to come together for a lot of kinds of gatherings, celebration, connecting to nature. So how many people can we serve? How many challenges can we help solve? And how awesome can this gathering place be? We'd like to start to create our first season of programming around all of these and really create the kinds of events we want to be happening at Warm Springs in the future. But we can do that right now. We don't have to wait. So that's another thing. So then we've got the history. It's really important to have this landmark site be a place that we can learn about the true history of our area. And how do we do that in interactive ways? We've got articles to write and research to do and stories to gather from people. There are thousands and thousands of people who are connected to this place, and we want to gather those stories and tell them and really use history as a way to connect us all to our place and our community. That includes the train club that's been in the basement there since since the 80s, actually. So these are all really interesting things to talk about. We've also got activism coming next, even more. So now that we've done the more difficult part of ending the threat, now we can still build support for this project within the city council, the mayor. We can still take comments. We can show up at public meetings. We can write letters just to build the support around what the community really wants here. And of course, refining and sharing the vision. So all of the things that are possible there, and creating, what will this place be called? What will the website be like for it? And communicating all of that in really beautiful ways. So creating our potential drawings, our 3D models, to really move into the next steps of creating what we've all been dreaming about. So as I've been talking, does any of this get you excited? I hope so, because there's room for everyone. And that image got a little funky there. Sorry about that. So fundraising is another big piece, and we're just in the early stages of this. And so we know how this works. It's the first people who come in with the most courage to say, okay, I see the vision. I'm willing to be part of this. And so that makes you early adopters. And it's those few people that we see on the blue side of this hill here that really get things going and that take us over the hump. And so any contributions right now are especially helpful in supporting all of these next steps And do take a little extra courage to come in at the beginning, but we know a lot of you are really inspired by what is possible. So you can actually make donations right at the website at warmspringsalliance.org. Any amount really supports all of the next steps and are very much appreciated. Donations are tax deductible now, and we love being at the point where we can do that. Our immediate need is about $1,800 to start our serious fundraising platform and really start to develop those relationships and build them for years to come. So that's what we're up to there. And here are the teams that I just talked about briefly, but just to give you an overview, where might you want to get involved? Events, activism, community outreach, business, history, PR, fundraising, and there's more, but that's good enough for now. And one exciting thing to think about is, what are the future celebrations we're going to be having? We're celebrating this really big milestone right now of successfully stopping the threat at Warm Springs in terms of the development. So we'll launch the new website. We'll have our first major donors. We'll start our first season of programming. We'll break ground. We'll have our grand opening. And if you can just join me in imagining what happens when we all get to soak in this beautiful, beautiful water. I'll go back one more here and just remind you that you can get involved at warmspringsalliance.org. Sign up for that list. Watch out for volunteer opportunities and get inspired. Personally, I've been completely on this, and I am all in and will continue to be all in spearheading our efforts here. I'm aspiring to a 40-hour work week. It's been a while since I had a week that small, but the more of us there are, the easier it will be and the more fun it will be. We have had lots of folks stepping in to be part of the community and to make it all happen. So yes, let's do this all together. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.